Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's February 4th. We're going to review 0-day options today on SPY in this mess of a chart and the small account challenge. Another big volatility is here. I haven't looked at the VIX, but it's definitely up. Yeah, these last couple days. Big range, big moves, big candles, high IV, high premiums. A couple of these candles are like 3 points. I think one of them I actually got trapped on the wrong side. We'll get into that. 68342. Is it that one? 685. Not quite. That's a point and a half. Which one was it? One of them got me. The 3-point candle. It's crazy. Anyways, still in this wedge. Here's Eric's 30-minute chart. He's SPY Day Trading on YouTube. You can find his Discord in the description. That's more or less what I am implementing here for the day trades. Here's 5-day and 20-day. They're converging. We're in this larger wedge. So, yeah, we'll see if we trade within this for the rest of the week. 2 more days. Quite likely, but we did start to grab. You could see once this price started getting down here, volume started picking up, volatility started picking up. So it seemed like it was starting to grab it. This liquidity down here. And bottom Bollinger is probably like right here. So we'll see. This inverse cup completed today. We had that handle and then fell off. Today's price action, not as large as yesterday, but I liked it better because, well, I don't know if I liked it better. I did like it better. Even though it's just a large range kind of, yeah. I liked it. There was I don't know. Anyways, let's get into it. I ran out of buying power today, which kind of sucks, but also is maybe a bit of a blessing because I probably would have given some back. I had one trade that would have, yeah. 10-10 was my first one. Premiums were up. I was pretty patient this morning. Here's the white I charted. So my colors, it's pretty much in order. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, so this is the order I usually go in. So purple I usually find first. This first 3 sometimes are not quite in order, but purple, gray, gold, this orange, whatever, green, white, and then that orange. So that's red, I guess. Those are the ones you'll see. So that's kind of the order I'm finding them. So purple I found early, gray I found early. It broke gray, and I found it based on this little resistance here, and then it breaking and retesting here. Purple was just this support right here, and then it ended up being resistance up here, and then also up there. So I saw those, broke out of that, retested, came up. Such a nice trade. Problem with this one, I didn't know how to manage my risk on it, which sometimes I would just get it at VWAP. I did have this precision, so this red was my precision selling, which I ended up mellowing it out a little bit, I think, up here because this was a little steep. But it came up, exercise patience, completed the inverse cup, and even this range wasn't too bad, I don't think. No, it's still pretty tight then. Completed this inverse cup perfectly, had a perfect bounce. It was like one big candle bounce up to VWAP. Excuse me, was it white? Yeah, I was like, white, I was thinking that's a stop I know from this back here. I didn't have a steeper selling other than this. So I was like, if I just jump in here, I mean, I'd probably get out of it before, but if it was over here, I'd be more comfortable with it. But since it was so quick right here, I didn't get in on the resistance basically, or trying to catch the head of this handle, inverse cup and handle. Then it came down and it broke purple, and I'm like, I don't know if I had green at that point or not. No, I probably didn't. No, green was way later. So it broke purple here. I'm like, oh gosh. Let me see. Did I get into it? I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't. It broke. I'm like, dang it. Just big candles breaking. It did have this precision. I could have managed my risk with that. I've gotten a lot better at buying puts at low of day and calls at high of day, though. That sounds awful, but when it's completing the structure, just putting that out of my mind, oh, it's low of day, I can't get a put, has helped. So in this case, I maybe had a little bit of that. I thought it'd probably bounce and do it again for no reason. It was a little early to be trusting my purple that well. I don't know. Could have been a lot of excuses. I could have always just jumped in and had this for my risk. I was trying to be patient. After yesterday's pretty big red day max loss, I was trying to be very disciplined and patient. So, yeah, maybe it's a little less loose and didn't take that trade. Came down. The 30-minute. Yeah, we're still in this green buying on the 30-minute. So, I think, yeah, I kind of danced around it for a while. Did a big wick down here and then came back up. I think that was somewhere in here. Let's see, 10. Okay, so once it broke this purple, I'm thinking, all right, I put a purple down here for to build liquidity. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll just get a retrace on it, right? So bounce it back up, retraces, and that might coincide with this other algo, which I think I'd had white. I don't think it was this one at that point. Yeah, this blue actually I never even colored. This is the default color I don't use. I'll use this for horizontal levels, but sometimes I'll leave them in there for, I don't know what. Yeah, that was just these supports, which wasn't anything. Or no, that did become something actually. Yeah, it became white later. Those are a little different angle though, I think. Yeah, white's, oh yeah, it was white. White's right there. Okay. Anyways, you can see it resisting it right here and then breaking and retesting. But yeah, so I was waiting for it to retest, and VWAP also aligned up with purple here. So the problem with this trade, and I saw it when I entered. So I entered up here. Let's see, 10, 10. This candle happened so quick. I really had to catch it on Webull because Thinkorswim doesn't even, it's not as fast. It's noticeably slower. And it just wicked up, grabbed VWAP, and then I got in like here for a stop. Oh, what was my stop? I guess VWAP. There was another line in there I was managing my risk with. Was this one? I can't remember. Anyways, got it, and it started doing this, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And now I can see the price on the contracts, and I'm like, oh, I gotta stop. I'm doing my best not to look at the contract pricing at all. P&L, any of that, up or down, like that was so nice when I had delayed data and the pricing was all messed up. I totally disregarded it. I need to continue to not look at it. Anyways, these are 1 point candles. This range today was crazy. 689, 5, 688, 5. Yeah, these are 1 point candles. So that the contracts, I mean, the IV's high, so somewhat relative, but still, they were moving quite a bit. Got one right here, and it's dancing. I'm like, oh gosh, looks like it's building liquidity here. And at that same time, I'm noticing down here, I'm like, you don't know for sure, but this doesn't look like much liquidity. The way it just bounced and rejected. It's not like a lot of transactions down here and a lot of volume. That's where I'm looking for liquidity, something like this. So when it starts doing this, these big 1 point candles, I'm like, oh man. I wanted to hold it just in case. But I was like, I was green on it on all these like red, the bottom of these candles. I was green. I mean, $10 for whatever this contract was. So I actually ended up cutting out, basically reducing my risk because I was like, this looks like liquidity being built. And I was fine to let it go if it goes. But I did, it was a green trade because I got out here on this candle, 1017. So that was 127 to 136. Not my favorite trade, and that's fine. It was green even though I was wrong, so that always feels kind of good. Excuse me. I didn't have this green line at that point, but you can see now. It's crazy how this thing just showed up in the middle of nowhere. Bam. Got out of that, and then it broke here, and I'm like, oh, phew. Okay, I was right to get rid of that. Didn't complete the cup to the upside. We do have a shoulder here. But again, I'm still waiting for purple, really. I mean, we have the wedge. I have purple for the bottom of the wedge. But for the top, there's a white. Yeah, it broken above white. So I didn't have anything else at that point. I didn't have green, so I figured there might be something up there. Just didn't see it yet. Comes down, starts selling this red, grabs that shoulder, and then look, it actually, so this is actually even the wick. If I have this up off of the wick, what's that even look like up on the bodies? Yeah, you can see it actually broke through. Big reversal, but oh, this is the candle. 687.34, 689.50. Yeah, that's 2 points, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's like 2 points right there. Candle. So you put it down on this wick. It looks like, okay, that makes sense. But when it was happening in time, and you see how much volume is picking, like that candle was crazy volume. I mean, that was a wild candle. But it's coming down. I'm like, all right. It hits here, I'm like, it broke it, and then it wicks out, and I'm like, whoa. So then it's looking at support. I'm like, this would be a great little bottom to catch here for an inverse head to grab the shoulder and go up with the cup. You know, I'm thinking bottom of the wedge. Low-hanging fruit, as Eric puts it. But the problem with that is my algos are not always that accurate on the extreme ends of it. I don't know. Anyways, so you can see it broke through, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna get calls. This is definitely a bottom, or this is a bottom. It's not breaking through and holding. If it does, then I'll flip from my calls to puts, or move down here to at least low a day, maybe lower. Anyways, let's see what I did. 1036. 1036, I got a call. You're like, why is that bugger? Look at that beautiful candle. 2-point candle. This is 1036, this candle. I got it probably about here. It was here, and I was waiting to see how I was going to close and seeing if it was going to wick it all. It does. I got it here. Maybe it was green, I don't know, but I think it just had a wick, and I got it. This next candle, volatility was increasing. It came down full red. I'm like, oh, maybe I had my drawings not right. Again, coming off of max red yesterday. I'm trying to be careful. I already got in this trap up here and luckily got out for a green trade. So this thing's here, and I'm like, oh man, and then barely wicks up. I didn't really notice actually that it wicked up. And then this candle is just, it's like just flushing red. I'm like, oh no. So I close it, and if you watch this in real time today, it was insane. It was like, I closed it, and it went, I don't know if there was news or something here, but close my call right here. Yeah, I mean, this candle opened, guys, you see it opened here, so it opened below the line, more or less, and then just went red. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's breaking through. I was ready to flip to puts. I don't think I did. Oh no, I did. I whipsawed. Yeah, that's right, because I can't. I was like green today. This is amazing. 1036 to 1038. Got a call. Stopped out. No, stopped out on this. I can't believe I actually got a call there. No, that's a put. Sorry. Wait, what is going on here? 1036. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got a call. Stopped out. Flipped to a put on this candle before it did this crazy move. All on that candle. From 1038.03 to 1038.16, so in whatever, 10 seconds or so. Flipped into a put. And then, woof, this whole thing. I immediately hit a market order, and it didn't fill for seconds. It had to wait for this whole candle to fill. And then it filled me. Yeah, that was... I suppose it could have been a lot worse if I was closer to the money. These were 691... No, 684. This was a 684 put, so pretty far out of the money, so that didn't kill me as far as premiums go quite as much. Yeah, it's down here, I think. Yeah, but that one sucked. Oh, happens both ways. The other day I got that Trump news and got a huge upside, and then this time it went against me. It wasn't quite as bad though. So yeah, 106 to 82. So pretty awful though. It's like almost half of my loss on the day that I can take. And then of course I'm a little pissed because I'm like, I had the calls for the support, I did everything right, and then it made the move. Like, this would have been awesome. So that was frustrating. Next trade after that, yeah, 1101. 1101 I was in a put. Why am I in a put? 1101. So balancing on purple, still building liquidity. Top side I'm not too sure about yet. Top of the wedge, or maybe. No, I didn't. Sorry. 1101 right there. So at this point, I put another purple down here because I was like, it's got to break that wick now. I'm not going to just let it break here. So broke there, had a little bit of increased volume. I liked it, but I wanted to wait. A little more confirmation. Here's 1101. I also had this red for my risk management. Trading just one contract. I'm wanting just red candles in this red down to green, and I will close it. Won't always get that. If I don't get that, I want low of day, either here or here. If I don't get that, I might just close it on a break of red. It depends on a lot of factors. At this point, after those trades, I was just trying to take quick profits. If I caught that green and didn't get whipsawed, potentially I would have had more confidence, and I said I'm going to hold that until at least low of day. You know, it held through here, you know, whatever. Didn't. So 1101 to 1103, $1.28 to $1.58. So happy about that. Closed it on this candle, and it showed just a little lack of momentum. Actually, it dinged my bell, but didn't quite break on that candle. So, yep, just one candle. I mean, maybe I need to just practice scaling up for, you know, 1 or 2 candle trades. Not even, yeah. Seems like those are the good ones. Anyways, I want to try and only keep runners if I have 4 contracts, and it'll be 1. So it'll be what, 25% of the total size. I'll find myself when I have 2 or 3 contracts, I'm trying to keep 1 as a runner, and that usually just burns. Like, it's not enough. It's too big of a percentage of the position to hold on to. So anyways, but in this case, like, I could sell, if I had 2 or 3, I could sell one on this candle because it's a nice big candle, and then or wait, you know, we're here, and then it breaks, and then I'm kind of waiting to see how this candle closes, and then it comes down, and then I'd probably sell another one on this candle. Probably didn't get a very good fill. Then if I had another one, maybe I would wait until this candle. So kind of averaging out my closes. Not necessarily a market order for all of them, like I would if I just had 1 contract. All right, next one. 1114. Oh yeah. 1114 I'm gonna put. So did this, and hold on one sec. There we go. I'm still getting over sickness a little bit. So big green, nasty green candle out of there. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm out. At this point, it had completed the inverse cup here again with those wicks down to here. I liked it. It came up. I'm looking for a retest on purple. I maybe had white by that point. It rejected it nicely. Where did I consider it? Where did I get it though? Oh yeah, this one. That's right. A little more aggressive on this one. 1114 right here. So it came up, rejected purple as well as white on that candle, and I got in on this candle. 1114 came up, scared me a little bit here. I waited. I was like, I'm gonna stick to it. It's got to break above white and hold. I must have been pretty confident with white at that point. I guess that was that one. Yeah, it's this same white. I think it's that same angle. Yep. So got it. Yeah, got it here, and then held through that. Nice big candle. Another one had a little shoulder here to grab on this inverse cup and handle. Lacked continuation on that one, which does happen. But where did I close this thing? 1120 or $1.40. Right here. So broke the red. Kind of wicked. Hit low of day again. This candle opened outside of red. I closed it on that candle. Not the best fill. I could have gotten better slippage on here, but I wasn't necessarily planning on closing at low of day. I was kind of hoping to get it at green. I think I did have green at that point. Yeah, I think I had another channel, whatever it was further down. So yeah, got it closed there, which I was very thankful with. The only reason that trade worked is because I was getting it at a resistance, basically as a zombie or retracement trade, more or less. Because it's not breaking out here. I'm, you know, instead of getting it on the break of purple, I'm getting it anticipating it breaking purple with a clear risk, a defined risk up here with white being my stop and then turning into red being my stop. Yeah, I guess it is somewhat anticipating, but I'm not trying to anticipate it. Yeah, I guess on zombies or retracements you are kind of anticipating, but if you just have tight stops and you're, my risk to reward on that is it's at least 3 to 1. It's probably like 6 to 1. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, and the dollar on it was good. It was $1.28 to $1.58. Wait, was that it? No. That was the trade before. This one was $1.03 to $1.44. Yeah, this was a pretty sick one. So that put me up. That put me, after all the fiasco back here, I think I was a little bit green right then. And it felt good. I had some confidence. I caught this, moved down. I faced my fear and got in right here at a white on a rejection of purple. So to build confidence, you have to kind of put yourself out there in trusting your drawings, trusting your process. Yeah. That's why when I start looking at Eric's or someone else's, I'm like, you just mess with my confidence. I'm like, oh, they have this, they have that, I don't have that. It doesn't really matter what is drawn as long as it correlates with how you are going to manage your risk and open and close your trades. Like I could have circles out here, Fibonacci or whatever. Like, great. Anyways, yeah. So that one felt nice. I kind of wanted to just be done then, and no, done. No, because I wasn't up that much. Yeah, I think I was about flat actually at that point. Yeah, $1.44. Next one was 11.38 to 11.39 on puts. Came down, bounced. Yeah, I had that trade, and then I just kind of lost focus, I guess. Once this triggered this purple, I mean, it had a nice inverse cup, a handle. It was making another handle clearly with this blue as resistance, which I didn't have that at that point. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but I was kind of complacent or lazy. I don't know how to put it, but I was kind of doing other stuff and it kind of entered this trade kind of robotically, like action reaction type trade. Dings my bell, I get a I'll get a position and so I wasn't quite focused basically and like ready for a big move. You kind of got, when you're in your trade, you got to be just hyper focused on that alone and just ready for it to do whatever it's going to do and to react. And I guess since I had a little bit of a choppy morning and I was just about, I think, break even. I think I just didn't want to go red either. I'm like, I don't want to force anything here. It's pretty grindy this morning. But the structure is pretty nice though. Quite nice. This head and shoulders, like, not as nice, but it's still there. My risk, the problem with this is my risk was a little tricky to see. Anyways, where did I get it? 11.30. I think it was 11.38. Yeah, 11.38. Yeah. Right here. I got on this candle once it broke. Kind of wicked, and I was like, eh. Oh yeah, that was a crazy candle. Look at that thing. Opened here. Came down here. I probably opened it there. Made a huge move up. Yeah, this was a volatile candle. That's another reason probably it shook me out. Closed, or no, sorry, closed, opened here, closed right there. I'm like, this looks like a reversal. It might be finding support. This one, opened here, so below it, I'm all excited. And then it goes green and goes up here, and I'm like, oh, I think I probably closed it up there. Yeah. So this was a nice trade down that I had it, I had the right idea, everything was right. My analysis is correct. I just managed it poorly. So yeah, stopped out there, stopped myself out, and it started to go. And this candle was so fast, I couldn't jump in. It was just too late. I didn't want to chase it. So let that one go. And that was kind of a bummer, because then I think at that point I was just probably a little bit red. But yeah, try not to look at it too much during the day, because it messes with you. Like, this messed with me. If I wasn't thinking about anything about P&L and just seeing this and saying, okay, I need to be focused. Is this a move I want to take? Yes, take it. 100%. And instead I'm thinking, oh, I'm barely red or I'm barely green. I shouldn't mess with stuff. Time of day, whatever. whatever the excuse is. Yeah, so that was 98 cents to 89 cents. That was $10, which is kind of sucky. Yeah, maybe this at this point I was a little bit red, just barely red. 1150 to 1151 on puts, so it came all the way down here. Okay, so this one I did have green at this point. Did I? I must have. Or maybe I was looking at Eric's. No, I had green, and I started looking at Eric's right here, which. Where did I find green? This was a tricky one to see. Where did I originally see it? Right here. Right here. Support. Support. It broke through, flipped into support. Yeah. And then here, support, support. I didn't see any really real resistance on it yet, but I was like, it was very fresh, and I'm like, this might be something. This might be our bullish controlled selling. I hadn't really seen it yet. I hadn't seen it yet. So once I did see this, I put it in for what, low of day. It comes down here. I'm thinking it might reverse, whatever, but then it does this stupid little move and it just breaks it. Gosh, don't do this right now, because I should. I need to take it. You know, you're playing the odds. You're playing percentages. You're playing, you know, so many times. You can't mess with the outcome by not taking a trade that you're supposed to take. So this one, yeah, it comes down, and yeah, and it just doesn't do it. And I'm like, oh crap. And then I duplicate this. I'm like, wait, it broke it, but it's just not selling anything steep. It's selling in something mellow. I don't even know what I was doing, but then I checked Eric's chart, and I think it did the same thing on his. Did he move it? He's maybe moved it now. No, it did. He didn't. Here's Eric's chart. I think this is it right here. Where, yeah. Is it? 145. Oh, he moved it. It was right here. He had one of these blue lines right here. Yeah, right there. And it broke through. So I had that as like confirmation also. I don't know. I think I was kind of trading off of his at that point because his was a little bit lower. I don't know. Anyways, got in there. Thought I was breaking into a steeper selling this one. Volume was picking up. These are good signs that it is, but it just didn't happen. 11:14. Where is that? 11:38 to 11:39. It was 11:50 to 11:51. So this was a very small loss, thankfully. I got in. I got a pretty nice fill. I got a fill on this candle, and then I closed it here. Once I realized it was not selling this red, I'm like, I should get out. This was hard to get out because sometimes it'll just grind here for just a minute and then just flush, and that would have been sad. But this green was such a flat green that trying to manage that, like, it would have decayed pretty bad if it grinded down that. Anyways, I got out with a small loss on that one. Pretty small, 98 cents to $1.02. So quite small. 12.21 to 12.25. Okay, this. Where are we at? Okay, yeah, this one. So it come down. I'm not gonna look at the 30 minutes video; it's too long. But it came down. It's either gonna break through purple and be bearish, or it's gonna find support. The problem with that thinking is technically this is bears building, so if it keeps hitting this, it's bearish. So that's why I don't always like waiting for it to hit as a support to go long. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. I'm not sure exactly how I should be trading that, because the low-hanging fruit trades or whatever, typically it's grinding on the opposite algo, which anyways. Yeah, so I got one here trying to catch the inverse head or the bottom of the channel, whatever, for the bounce. 1150, 1151. That's 1221, 1225. This was a bad one. I got it there. I got a little early. It was this candle. This candle. Yeah, right here. So it did this. I'm like, all right, I'll get it here. That's probably my stop. Big move down. I'm like, oh, I should just waited. And then it starts grinding out. I'm like, okay, maybe it's fine. And then this candle. Oh, I got out on that one. Oh, wow. That was fortunate. It broke through, I guess it ended up wicking the last second, but I probably didn't see that, and I just closed it once that red was below there. And then it broke, and I don't think I caught that. No, because I was already in calls. If I wasn't in calls, Bob's your uncle, I would have been in that. I don't know, because it happened up here, and I missed it because I wasn't focused, and so I might have been in that. Yeah, I think I would have. Oh well, this is a sick trade though. This candle was crazy. This volume it came in. That was 94 cents to 80 cents. Next one was a put. This one was full throttle aggressive mode. Trying to, I don't want to say revenge trade, but trying to just squeeze every last bit of price action that I can out of this chart. And I knew I was running out of buying power too. Yeah, this one I had to get way out of the money because I was out of buying power. So part of me wanted to just kind of wait and try and catch the end of the day move with the last bit of my buying power. But I also was like trying to be done with it because I'm like, I could really just get back money. So where'd I get it? Right here. This candle right here. Yep. Same thing it did up here actually. It broke the green. So big fleshy candle broke through that green. On the 30-minute, it's starting to grab. This volume's picking up like crazy here. It's starting to grab that blue. I'm like, oh, this thing might have a big down day. This is still early enough in the day too, where it could have just fully done like a 15-point day. I put in purple here. It did a little structure, retested that green, little head and shoulders here, broke purple. I'm like, I don't want to get in there. I was like, there might be green. Maybe I already put it in even, just to keep myself from trading that. But I did get in on this one because I'm like, all right, it broke purple, kind of retested even right here. I don't know where in this candle I got. But I'm like, if it was selling the green, it just broke it. So, and I potentially had the red there. I can't remember. I probably did. Excuse me. But even just this little move, 689.90 or 682.96, 682. Yeah, that's half a point right there. 1236 to 1238. 36, 37. I had no idea where to close this. So I didn't get a very good exit. I was a little bummed by this, but what are you going to do? This candle was crazy. I would have given back all of it trying to wait for that thing. So I just took a little bit off. 36, little scalp on a trade like that. Happy about it. 36, 37. So on this candle, 38. Took it 72 cents to 92 cents. And I was out of buying power and watched the rest of the day. I probably would have given some back in here. I did start buying up in this purple, which is bearish, but it is a buying algo, so you could have traded it on the way up. I guess a good entry now in hindsight, of course. This blue was legitimate, it looks like. So yeah, you get on the break, but then it comes down, you're flapped. Don't get wrecked there because it closed below there. That's just the bottom. And then it did it again there. So then this isn't, purple's not working because that's more gradual than that. I don't know why, but it's this one. Not the same. Much more like that than that. That's what starts happening towards the end of the day. You start drawing more stuff and then you're second guessing yourself. And all the while it's just in the middle of the day and it's chopping and not meant to be overanalyzed. But getting it on the break of this blue somehow in here, if you can manage your risk with this line especially. So on this one or this one, green. Yeah, see, it broke green up here and retested it nicely, but just failed to continue. That's it. Let me show you guys. Here's a small count. There it is. Those are the trades we just went over. Little green day, 43, not too bad. Made back most of yesterday's red. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.